When doing my research, of course, these numbers vary day by day, but it looked to be about 13 to 14% of the U.S. population is foreign-born. It could be anywhere from about 40 million or more who were born outside the country and then migrated to the United States. Now, in this discussion, another leading voice in this area is Gerald Jaynes, professor of economics and African American studies at Yale University. His research has been cited time and again by Congress when I was doing my research on this. Many people making arguments on both sides of the immigration debate via his research. So I wanted to talk to him directly. We talked this afternoon. He puts a fine point on this. So listen to Dr. Jaynes very carefully because his findings are multifaceted, meaning immigration labor, it might harm blue-collar and minority workers, but he thinks it might help them in other ways, which could outweigh that. The question is, which is more important? Can you encapsulate what you found here in this 2000 paper?
We found that there were no effects or really very negligible effects on any groups. So we at first didn't believe that because that wasn't our original hypothesis. So we did some tweaking with the model, trying to make what we thought were reasonable changes in assumptions and specifications of the model. But no matter what we did that seemed to be reasonable, we kept coming up with the no effects or very negligible effect answer.
What would fall into that? Like $600 a year. Is that negligible or is that significant in a study?
The first question we should ask is, does immigration have a total positive or negative effect for all of society? And overwhelmingly, just about everybody argues, who does a credible cost-benefit analysis, argues that the overall effect on consumers, employers, workers across the board is positive. That is, immigration is a net positive benefit to the United States. Now, that doesn't mean every single household in the United States is a winner. The research is saying if there are losers, there are these negligible effects on least skilled or least educated workers in the United States, coming to the tune, as we just said, of somewhere in the neighborhood of about $600 a year. And the $600 or so that a high school dropout might be losing on average because of immigration may be completely covered by the lower prices they're paying at the grocery store all year round. Obviously, there's been stagnation in wages, and particularly stagnation in wages of the less educated people in our economy. But that is a consequence more than just immigration. The two biggest factors would be automation. I would say automation is probably the biggest factor. Immigration has nothing to do with that. And then secondly, import competition. But we have to keep in mind, both of those things are also giving benefits to the society as a whole. We need to find other means of attempting to compensate people who may not be gaining to the same extent as the rest of society is.